Hey Aries, I hope you guys are doing well. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into this. Welcome, welcome to those of you who have never been here. My name is Jackie. This is going to be a general reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And we do need to talk about these eclipses that are upon us right now. We're feeling the energy. This is your crowning, Cancer, I feel. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because you guys are one of the 4 cardinal signs, so you guys are really feeling it in a big way, along with, obviously, Cancer and Capricorn. The eclipse is happening within them, but all of the cardinal signs are really going to be hit very profoundly. Okay, so let me just pull the Witch's Tarot for the Celtic Cross spread, just to get these laid out. Okay, feeling pretty nostalgic. Okay. Ooh, you got the Sun for the future. Love that. Oh, you got the Star for you. Love that. Okay. Nice. Lots of Pentacles here, guys. Lots of Pentacles. That makes sense to me because of what's happening with you guys. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about the eclipse season coming up. I'm going to break it down very simplistically, hopefully for you guys on a very practical level, just to address how it's going to be impacting you, just to give you a heads up. Again, this does not hit until the beginning of July, but you're definitely feeling it now, starting in mid-May. So, first of all, when it comes to eclipses, we need to think about them more as a story than anything else that takes around 2 years to unfold. And there are 2 types of eclipses, solar and lunar. So the solar eclipses occur during the new moon phase when the sun and the moon are positioned at exactly the same degree within the same sign. And what's important to know here is that the moon passes between the sun and the earth, temporarily blocking the sun. So there's this element of not seeing everything. Okay, and then the lunar eclipse, on the other hand, corresponds with the full moon phase. So during this time, the moon emanates the earth's shadow. So it's something else indicating shadow, things just not being completely clear to us, right, during a certain space. So eclipses happen a bunch of times each year. It's really between 3 and 7. It depends on the years that we're talking about. But the important thing for us right now with this eclipse is that this story began on July 13th, 2018. So think back to then. And it's going to continue through 2020, lighting up the Cancer and Capricorn space. So this eclipse continues this summer with the solar eclipse in Cancer on July 2nd, and the partial lunar eclipse in Capricorn on July 16th into 17th. There's like a drop over in the day. But the final eclipse of this story is going to be happening on July 5th into 6th of 2020, when that total lunar eclipse at 13 degrees Capricorn finishes up this story. So, astrologically speaking, what do eclipses do? They speed up time. In short, that's what they do. They open new doors by slamming others shut. So we often find very abrupt and sudden shifts happening during this time. So if you've been dragging your feet, the eclipse is definitely going to give you the shove that's needed to make things happen in the way that's meant to happen for you. So while these shifts and changes can be shocking, just remember that this just serves to expedite the inevitable. These things are going to happen anyway, Aries. Everything is cyclical here, and just remember that the culmination of these types of energies always occur on the edge of a new beginning. So there's always this swapping out of energy. So something is eclipsed away, but something is always brought back to the beginning. So you want to pay close attention to what's happening in your life at this time, and just know that within, over this 2-year period, that we're in right now, major pivots are going to be happening. So to better illustrate this, I want you to think back, those of you who are old enough, think back to the last 2 times we had this energy, this Cancer Capricorn eclipse, 2000 to 2002, and then 2009 to 2011. So I'm going to give you myself as an example, only because this hit me very profoundly. I'm a Cancer rising, I'm a Cancer Venus. I have a lot of Cancer in my chart. Even I'm a Gemini sun, but I really resonate very heavily with the Cancer because I have so much of it in my chart. So in 2000, my twin boys were born, but then 18 months later, my mother passed away. So what happens very often is the eclipsing away happens after the gifts come in, right? So just understand that. And I'm giving you my story, not to talk about myself. This is not about me, just to illustrate how this energy works, right? So I had this unbelievable blessing, and then my mother was my best friend, so it was a huge loss for me. And then fast forward to from 2009 into 2010, I decided to divorce my husband at the time. Okay, so that was a huge ending of a very long, large chapter in my life. But for me to then evolve into such a better version of myself where it was nothing but positive, and that would have never been possible had I stayed in the situation that I was in, right? So, it's about literally deaths and births of things, okay, happening. So the cardinal signs, again, you guys, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, are going to be impacted most significantly. Okay, everyone's going to be feeling it in their first and seventh house because that's where the eclipse is happening. So that's going to be the house of self and the house of relationship. So everyone is feeling it there. Cancer and Capricorn mostly in that relationship and self sector. You guys are going to be feeling it too, but you're going to be feeling it even more in your 4th and 10th house. So you're going to be, it's this idea of career with you guys, big time. Lots of stuff going on with career and lots of stuff going on with home. So a lot of you are going to be in this space of feeling very torn between the two, but a lot is going to be going on in your work sector. Things are going to be getting eclipsed out. A lot of you guys are going to be starting new businesses, changing career directions. And because we have this element of home there, a lot of you guys might even be starting home-based businesses or online businesses or something like that. But whatever that means for you, because this is a general reading, but definitely those two houses are going to be very heavily impacted. Now, everyone's going to be feeling the eclipse throughout, but you guys are going to be feeling it doubly so in this energy, the same way as Cancer and Capricorn are going to be feeling it doubly so in their self and relationship. You guys are going to be feeling it doubly so in your career and your home, okay? Because since the sign that rules the house is in its natural placement in your chart. So I just want to mention the degrees, and people don't really talk about this that much. And if you've ever wondered, if you know like another Aries and you're wondering like, why is like not the same thing happening to them as happening to me or whatever, it depends on when you were born within the cycle. Okay, so those of you who are March born or 0 to 9 degrees, you're considered early placements. April 1st to 10th is considered middle placement. That would be 10 to 19 degrees. And then the later placements would be April 11th and later, or 20 to 29 degree placements. So that would be late degree. Now, what does that mean? It just means the eclipse is going to be hitting you a little bit differently. So for those early and mid, you definitely have this heavy 4th, 10th house energy. But for the later, we're going to be bringing in the third and 4th are going to be even heavier for you. So you're going to have the work sector and your home for everyone, okay, for all of you. But the late degree, we're going to have this idea of there being more emphasis on communication and transportation, and also things relating to siblings, cousins, and extended family that are going to be more profound for you than the early degree. And that could be, issues coming up with extended family, people moving closer to you, you reconnecting with people, something like that. As far as the communication, you guys are going to be, late degrees are going to be really focusing on healthier communication styles. Some of you may be getting new cars, new technology, but a heavier focus there. But regardless, throughout the zodiac, there's this idea of closing out and things coming to fruition. But you guys are big time going to be focusing on your career and what you're supposed to be bringing to this world, okay? And a very heavy focus on family. So, yeah, just know that during the eclipse season, the drama only arises from resistance and indecision. If that makes sense. So, because the change is going to be happening, but it's really hard for us, especially when we're really not too happy about it. But you have to know that everything is evolving for your higher good. Just know that. Okay. So your crowning energy here, we have Cancer, I feel, which is telling you to rely on your wisdom of what you feel right now. And this tells me that you're going to be in a very emotional space, and many of you are going to be wanting to withdraw, or you may be dealing with someone who is withdrawn or depressed at this time. Just this energy of there being a lot of hidden emotions under feelings, for sure. Very intuitive right now. You're going to be very in sync with other people's emotions And instinctively, you're going to know what to do right now. This indicates sensitivity and emotional closeness. So for those of you who are in a space where you're questioning love, many of you are going to be, I feel like you're harboring secret feelings about something or someone. You're dealing with some sort of bonded soul connection, I'm getting. But it's like not everything is going to be revealed at this time. Yeah. And this also tells me that you're going to be, your memory is going to be very on point right now. So this can be positive or negative, because this can be an inability to let things go that maybe need to be let go. It's going to be very hard for you to overlook any slights at this time. And of course, this is a general reading. This is not going to resonate with everyone. But if this is resonating with you, forgiveness is very much recommended for those of you who find yourselves in a situation where forgiveness is needed. Okay? Because what's on the other side of this forgiveness is completely positive. So for those of you who are resonating with that, forgiveness is really hard and it can't be pushed. But if you can do it, this is going to be a really good thing for you. Also, don't be surprised if you're feeling like very changeable in your moods right now. This is a heavy moon influence here. So many of you are going to be feeling the tendency, to like withdraw from any kind of like hurt, pain, or struggle that you've been going through right now. It doesn't matter if this pain is real or imagined, because I am getting that some of you may be told that your emotions are not completely validated. And that doesn't matter right now. You're just going to be craving solitude, and it'll be a good thing for you if you do that. You go into your crab mode, kind of hide in your shell, because that's going to end up giving you strength to face whatever it is that you feel is holding you back right now. Like that space of introspection is really going to work well for you. Okay, and then in the energy that's indicating your space right now, we have the Six of Cups, which is the Sun in Scorpio. Many of you are dealing with themes of past and present right now, trying to integrate your experiences. So this is the feeling of reconciling your past memories with your present reality so that you can clearly figure out where you want to go at this point. So many of you are going to be dealing with things coming up from your past, front and center. This could even indicate reunions for a lot of you, reconnecting with old friends and distant family members, literally going back to your roots. In some way, you guys are in a space where your past is returning to help you, though, somehow in your present. Yeah, many of you are going to be in an active pursuit to find balance in your life, for sure, which makes sense to me because of the eclipse energy. But this does indicate compassion, which is beautiful, and kindness. So if you've been dealing with what you believe to be poor treatment, just like you've been treated really shitty by someone, the tides are going to change right now, and things are definitely going to be going in a more positive direction. Just like any sort of disruptions or upsets that you feel like you've been going through are going to be smoothed over during this energy. Now, for many of you, and don't scream, but for many of you, old relationships are going to be coming back. And this is where you have to sit down and weigh up if it's worth going back to this relationship. So this totally depends on your situation, because this is a general reading. But if there are any healthy elements left to this union where maybe you guys broke up for silly reasons, or you needed to, or whatever the case was, everything is necessary, right? There are no coincidences or accidents, right? If there are healthy elements left there, the energy is going to support a very healthy reunion. But in the same way, if it was toxic and not good for you, and I think you guys know what that means, right? The energy is not going to support it. So you really need to sit down and figure out what you want to do for that, okay? And then the energy that's crossing you is the Queen of Pentacles, which is an energy of you needing to care for both your body and your finances. Remember, Pentacles in the most mundane level we know means finances, but it also means your health. So it means your physical and your mental state, okay? And your ability to support people, and your ability to feel supported, okay? It's kind of like that energy. Very practical support. So practical support, wisdom, really good financial management is going to be happening for you right now. And many of you are going to be getting financial help, for those of you who need some help. This can also indicate marriage, and for many of you, money coming into you, especially for those of you who are coupled. This is a really positive card, though, for good health, great sex life, fertility, children. Yeah, really nice energy. Kind of veiling and blessing your spread, because that's what we get with the crossing energy. And then in the best that can be achieved position, we have the King of Swords, which is a great energy, because this is all about you taking charge. This is a Capricorn and Aquarius association. So this is you focusing on what your mind and logic are telling you rather than your heart right now, which is, I'm feeling, very necessary. This can be a very intense time for many of you in work. And that's no surprise. And this applies too for those of you who are students, because in many ways that's your job, right, as a student. So this can indicate a very intense time in that way. But I'm getting more, for those of you who are students, it's more about a reevaluation of what you want to do and where you want to go. Because of the time frame that this covers, semesters are finished, right? Semesters finish in May. So I'm feeling like many of you finished up this semester, and now a lot of you are rethinking, do you want to continue on the path that you're on, or do you want to give another path a try? Yeah, so this is about you taking initiative in things and making really good judgments, relying on your logic, but at the same time, you're being very open to ideas, which is great. But just a note of caution here, Aries, you don't want to be too impatient while you're going through this transition. We have to know ourselves, Aries, and you guys do struggle with that. You do get quite impatient and very like, come on, let's get to the point kind of thing. So just be mindful of that, okay? No big deal, just something to pay attention to. And then we have in your foundation, we have the Seven of Wands reverse, which is an earth card, and it's Mars and Leo. And this tells me that foundationally, you're doubting your purpose and your direction right now. Yeah, you're really rethinking the path that you're on. This is really deep inside of you, I'm feeling. You may be struggling to be heard. Yeah, I'm just feeling like many of you foundationally are in a space of feeling like you need to overcome what feels like one thing after another, like one obstacle after another, and you're just not clear on what's worthwhile and what's not. And as a result, I'm feeling that many of you during this time period are feeling quite anxious and hesitant about your next step, feeling overwhelmed. It's one issue after another. Yeah, so if so, you know what, this energy is all about you trying to focus on the areas where you do feel more in control and where you feel like you can make a difference, and radically accept things that you can't change, Also indicated in this energy regarding relationships is you figuring out which imperfections and flaws you can live with in your partner and which ones are deal breakers and non-negotiable. And this doesn't even go only for people who are partnered. This is also if you're single and you're thinking about, either getting into a relationship or just basically thinking about what you're looking for in relationship. This is you being very raw and honest with yourself, because again, with this eclipse, you are going to have that seventh house touched, which is relationship. So really going to be looking at everything, and it's going to have to be addressed. For those of you who are in relationships, the energy supports you addressing this for sure. All right, and then in your past energy, we have the Knight of Wands, which is associated with Scorpio and Sagittarius. So this is a fire energy, which tells me that you guys were in a space of really firing up your ambition, okay? So some of you were in a place of events feeling very sped up, and blocks to progress being lifted and you being able to move forward. Many of you finding new work during this time, attracting support both emotionally and financially. Now, for those of you who don't resonate with that, I'm getting that many of you were dealing with someone who knew exactly how they wanted things done, someone who was very experienced, but at the same time very impatient to get things done, who tended to make very sharp, snap judgments about people based on, first impressions, but at the same time, very charismatic, very talkative, but someone who tended to take things a little too quickly. Now, I'm speaking as though this could be someone else, because frequently nights are, but that, everything I just said, could have very well be you. where you're in the space of just wanting to get things done. So some of you, I am getting, have had some of your blocks lifted already, but many of you are actively in pursuit of knocking out those blocks. But I get this very, very fiery forward movement, and that's not surprising to me for what we have then in your future, which is my favorite card. It's the Sun. This is beautiful. This is the numerology link to the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. This is about making it happen, bringing success and achievement. And listen, if you've been having a challenging time, this lightens everything up in your life, every area. You know, you guys are going to be feeling more energetic in this space. Those of you who've been suffering from any sort of physical or mental health struggle, you're going to be feeling much better. And that could even apply to someone close to you, like a close friend, a family member, or a partner, if they've been struggling in some way with their health. Projects are going to benefit during this time. This is great for work. Even though this doesn't indicate money specifically, it does show success in a position from which you can generate money. What else? This just means so much. It's a great energy for relationships and just feeling at home in your space. For many of you, reuniting with family and friends, right? I'm going back to that, to the Six of Cups there. Yeah, guys, another reconciliation energy, someone from your past. So I don't know, if you don't want it, you have free will. You don't have to engage, you don't have to, but the energy does support somebody coming back around, someone snooping back around. Yeah. All right, and now the card for you here, this represents you, is the Star. This is strength. This is an Aquarius card. This is nice, man. This is guidance after things have felt pretty difficult for you. Your luck is about to change for the better. Yeah, this is a powerful symbol of hope and can bring you a new sense of appreciation for things in your life and things just overall going north, okay? This is increase in your physical well-being, in your spiritual well-being. This supports beauty and creativity, and relationships are going to be expressed in a healthier and improved way. So for those of you who are the late degree Aries, this is going to be beautiful, right? Those of you who are going to be dealing more with communication things. But this, you're going to be getting the guidance that you need, I think, is the most important thing out of this. Yeah. And I do have to say that regarding relationships, I know not all of you are in relationships, but regarding relationships, this is that you're very destined to be with someone, very destined. That's silly. You're destined to be with someone, okay? And if you're not with this person, and you guys are going to know who this person is, you're going to feel very pushed and poked right now to reconcile, many of you, with a particular person, okay? Those of you in existing relationships, this indicates a very calm and harmonious time period. And those of you who are single, this indicates the energy opening up for you to meet your soulmate. So this is wonderful all around. Great for career and money, hard work paying off. Many of you are going to be just feeling really motivated to do some work on your home to improve the beauty of it. And a lot of you maybe are looking for a new home to actually move into. You guys are going to be finding a space that you resonate with, which is great, okay? And then moving forward, we have the external influence that you guys are going to be dealing with is the Queen of Wands reverse, which indicates you feeling in some way controlled by someone or something. But whatever this is, you're viewing it as like pointless interference in your life. And you're going to feel the need in the biggest way for organization in your life right now. But no matter what you do, you can't seem to like get ahead of it. And you're not the only ones. Who else got this? I feel like Cancer got this, which, okay, you got also the Cancer is your crowning energy. So that doesn't surprise me. So yeah, you're just going to feel like you're not able to get in front of everything, but it's like unnecessary nonsense. Now, this could be because many of you have taken on too much. And if this isn't you, this can be someone close to you who's taken on too much, you know? Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, a lot of you are going to be dealing the external influence of somebody who's not being very honest with you, somebody who does not know how to keep promises, someone who's not living in their integrity regarding you right now. So this can be an external influence that many of you have to deal with right now. But It's a minor arcana, and it's not going to last. Don't worry about it. And if I were you, I would focus on the major arcanas that we have here, which is your near future, which is the sun, right? And you're the star, so no worries, right? Just focus on that. Don't focus too much on any minor arcana. Just, these are seeds for thought, and just understand that when the energy happens, and this is why I like to mention, because I believe every energy has positive and negatives, right? But I like to mention if there is a negative energy that's happening with the reverse. That's why I do maintain reversals. Because just so you know, especially if it's a minor arcana, it's not going to last. It's just part of life. So don't hold on to it. So when you meet that energy and you're really frustrated, just say to yourself, it's temporary. It's going to pass. No worries, right? Okay. Moving forward to the hopes and fears position, we have the 8 of Pentacles, which says that money is on its way as a result of your efforts, of previous efforts and previous decisions you've made. Many of you are going to be offered an opportunity to gain new skills that's going to help you be profitable in the long term. Okay, so for many of you, this is what you're hoping for. Okay, and I am getting that it's happening for many of you. Many of you are going to be considering a new career direction or be working for a promotion. But in general, this card reflects the need for a logical, diligent approach to your career. There's very much an educational vibe to this, to me, sort of education with training to improve qualifications. I like this. This is very hardworking and trustworthy energy for you guys to have, in particular during this time period, is really great. You're going to be in a space of being very dedicated. Okay, but I'm feeling that many of you are a little anxious about the hyper focus on this area, where you might be afraid of your diligence and hard work in your career may end up somehow compromising your home and personal relationships. And like this is a fear of yours. And for others of you, I'm getting that you may feel very insecure in your ability to be as dedicated as you need to be right now for this period that you're entering into. Also, many of you who are going to be venturing, off onto your own into businesses, I'm getting that you're going to just feel very overwhelmed and very, very concerned about this. But guys, don't worry, because this energy indicates you have all that you need. You have what it takes to be very successful. Aries, like this is for you, right? This whole career sector is just really going to be lit up for you guys, okay, in the biggest way. And then no surprise, we have the 6 of Pentacles in the outcome. Not shocked. This is an Earth card. It's Moon and Taurus. And this says that money is coming to you. For some of you, it may be a gift. For some of you, a grant or award. And the only reason I mention that is because it doesn't necessarily have to be from actually working, is why I'm saying that. And if you've been struggling financially, this says that circumstances are definitely going to improve. Some of you may end up in a space where you need to help someone out close to you financially who's having some sort of temporary cash flow issue, but this is not going to be a big deal. And if you do help somebody out, they are going to be so appreciative. It's just going to add depth and dimension to the trust in your relationship. But overall, this just brings genuine support and indicates you feeling connected and close to the people who matter most to you in your life. But yeah, I mean, listen, this is a money vibe, guys. You receiving help or just receiving money, or you giving money to somebody who's in need, but very positive aspect about money. So yeah, that is what I have for you guys, Aries. Good luck. I really, I will see you guys for the middle of June reads, where we're going to talk a little more specifically even about these energies that you're going to be dealing with. But you guys enjoy the first 2 weeks of June. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.